Hi everyone, it's Sharon from Sharonatsea Travel, and today I am on Ovation of the Seas, and I am going to give you a tour of our cabin. We are in a category 1A balcony. It accommodates three or four guests, and it is cabin number 13250 right here on the door. Let's head on inside and take a look. So right when you walk in the door, on the back of the door, on just about every cruise ship, you'll find an area where it tells all the safety features, how to use your life vest, where your muster station is, and all that information. There's a little peephole here as well. And one nice thing I like, instead of those paper things that hang on the door saying, do not disturb or you're sleeping, they have a little magnet here. It says, sleeping off the adventure. So that's kind of nice. You can just put that on the outside of your door if you want to sleep and no one will bother you. So off to my right is a thermostat, so you can use the controllers, go up or down, make it cooler or warmer to your comfort. Also here is the light for the entire room. And there's a card in here. A lot of times on the cruise line you have to kind of put your own card in, but they actually put one in here. But you do need to keep that card in there for things to work, like the lights to work and everything. Eventually they'll shut off if this spot here is empty or cardless. So right off to my left is a nice full-length mirror where you can kind of check yourself out before dinner, make sure your outfit looks okay, ladies. And then over to my right is the bathroom. So let's head on into the bathroom. The light switch is outside, so make sure if someone's using the bathroom that you don't turn the light off on them, because that can be scary in there. So let's go on inside and take a look. So it's a pretty modern bathroom here. So there is the glass enclosed shower. There is body wash and shampoo combination, no conditioner. There's a bar at the bottom, ladies, for shaving your legs. And there are some hooks up above here for hanging your towels, or you can hang wet clothing. There's also a couple inside the shower as well. There's no clothesline that goes straight across, but they do have those hooks in there. Over by the sink area, there's 3 shelves and a long countertop, which is quite adequate for just about anything you need. And like I said, a nice little sink there. So it's a pretty, for a cruise ship, it's a pretty roomy bathroom. So I think we're gonna do just fine in there. Oh, and there is also a shaving plug in there as well. There is quite a little steep step there. So make sure if you're walking into the bathroom, you'll be aware of that step. You don't fall. That is a little higher than some that I've noticed. And they do put that on the back of the door. Look at that. They kind of make you aware of the step not to fall. So that's kind of a nice little safety feature. So as we head into the cabin here, there's a large closet on this side. So it's just a full-length closet. There is a bar here, so if you want to separate and have some shorter items as well on the top and the bottom, you can do that. Plenty of hangers. There's a little night table here with some shelves, which is actually on both sides. We'll show you the other side in a minute. And there's a standard plug here. These also turn on and off the lights in the entire cabin, which is nice, so you don't have to get up and go to the other one if you're already in bed for the night to shut your lights off. And there's a little light here for a little night lamp. So that's pretty cool. So there's a nice size large bed here. It's royal beds are very comfortable. And I love that they have these storage areas up here as well. This is a nice big storage area. You can put a lot in. There's one on this side, but that's where they actually store the bedding for the sofa beds over there, which I'll show you in a moment. And in front of the bed here is a nice large TV. And one thing I love about this is it does turn way out. So if you're on the couch bed over there, or you're just sitting on the couch and you want to watch TV, you can angle this out and see it quite well. And there's a nice little area here with a cubby, so you can put some books or pamphlets, paperwork, folders, just about anything. I've used this before even to store some of my like hair things, like curling irons, flat irons, and things like that. So you can use that for a lot of things. Over here is another closet on the side, and this one is a little bit smaller closet here, but there's 4 nice deep shelves, and there's also a little mini safe here. So this is plenty large for your passports, some jewelry, things like that, maybe an iPad even, phones, but a laptop won't fit in it. But it is quite adequate for just about any needs for that. And there's also two very large drawers down here. Lots of storage in this cabin. And by the bed, another little night table, like on the other side of the bed, although there are no plug outlets over here, just the lamp, and their phone is on the side of the bed too, which is another feature that I love about this cabin. The phone is by the side of the bed, so if the phone rings for any reason, you don't have to get up and walk over to the desk in the middle of the night, or at any time actually, and answer it. So now we're over to the desk area here. It's a cute little desk. You have two standard plugs here, two USBs, and a European plug. This light turns on the little circular light around the mirror. And this light actually turns on the lights by the balcony across the sliding door there. There's some lighting up there. There we go. There's a couple cute little cubbies here. I love this. You can put some little things there, so that's really nice. And if we move on further, we have a nice, like almost like a little dresser and tabletop here, which gives you a lot more space to set things. And I love this. There's a coffee pot. Look at this. I've never seen a coffee pot on any of the royal ships that we've been on before. I mean, maybe they have in the suites, but we haven't stayed in a suite yet. So, but I love that. I'm going to make use of that in the morning. This top drawer here has the hair dryer. And I love this because it's a plug-in hair dryer. So you can stretch it out, you can move around a little bit here, and you don't feel kind of, you know, trapped in a little corner where the hair dryers that are actually plugged into the drawer and you can't really move about. So I really love this, and it's a newer hair dryer as well, so that's nice. Down here you have the little mini fridge. Now they do have a little keypad lock on it, but it's actually not working right now or in use, so you can just open it up, and it is empty. So I think that might have been on there at one time, maybe when they used to put some alcoholic drinks or something in there, but it's empty and it feels pretty cold. So let's see, we have 4 drawers here. This one's a little more shallow, but then we have 3 more, and these are quite large, deep shelves. So like I said, tons of storage. Now, this is one thing that's really different than a lot of cruise lines we've been on, is the couch bed, the sofa bed. So a lot of them either have the pull-down bed from the top when you have 4 guests, or they have a bed that comes out, but it makes into just a double bed, like one double bed. This is kind of unique because it's a single sofa bed there, and for the 4th guest, this pulls out. Let me see if I can pull it out. It's a little heavy here, but this pulls way out here onto the floor, and it's like a whole nother separate bed, twin bed here. And then during the day, they can slide it back under. So that's really nice. It's like a trundle. I guess you call it like a trundle bed. So that's kind of nice. So it really is kind of like 4 separate beds, but it's just a trundle. And one great thing about that is that, you know, if you have like a boy and a girl, or, you know, maybe they're teens, they don't want to sleep in the same bed like little kids do. So it's kind of nice because it gives them 2 separate beds. I know on another cruise ship before, we had one big bed, so my husband and myself ended up having to sleep on the double sofa bed, and make the other 2 beds into twins for the kids. So this is really a nice feature if you have 4 kids and maybe they're opposite sex and, you know, they don't want to sleep in the same bed. So there you go. And now let's head out to the balcony, because that's one of my favorite parts. Welcome to my balcony. So before we come out here, I want to talk about a little bit of a safety feature here. So when you close the door, you do have to have, one thing, you have to have the handle closed and locked all the way, otherwise your air conditioning will shut off. There is a little reminder up here, so it does have to be closed. And up above, there is another lock here. So if you have little ones and you are worried about them getting out on the balcony, if you lock it here, once it's closed, they will not be able to get out. So look how massive this balcony is. This is huge. I love these angled balconies. And another nice feature is some people don't like that it's covered. I love that this is covered. You're not going to get a ton of sun, but if it's rainy or maybe not the best weather, it's all covered, so I really love that. One thing to keep in mind, that on this particular one, there is this pole here that's a little bit obstructive, but if you notice down, you'll see others that are that way too. But I don't know, it's obstructed maybe if you're going to stand right here and take a picture, but other than that, if you're just looking out, I don't feel like it's really obstructing my view. So one thing you might notice is that these balconies kind of jut out a little bit further than the other balconies, but you do, on the angled balconies, you do have a little bit of a glimpse of your neighbor's balcony. So it makes, they may not like it as much because that's a little less privacy for them, but you know, hey, but it doesn't really affect the person with the angled balcony. So once again, this is a great sized balcony. I'm gonna love it. The chairs are, they have 2 reclining chairs here with footstools. And I think I might just sit out here for a few minutes and just take in embarkation day and look at the view. So I hope you enjoyed the cabin tour. Once again, it's Royal Caribbean's Ovation of the Seas, cabin 13250, and it is sailing now from the West Coast out of Los Angeles. So if you want to sail down to Mexico on the West Coast, feel free to email me at sharonatsea@gmail.com and I will help you book your Ovation cruise. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe before you click away. I'll see you in the next video.